Fakes left, now taken off. Gonna run for it. They got it! There it goes! Spencer, the 10-5! Oh, the play of the year in the NFL!
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 34 of the Buds Mafia podcast. This is take 2 of episode 34. We'll just get it out there. I'll put a hand up. We did record it in studio. We went to Jackson's apartment, basically right where he was sitting. I sat beside him. But this trial and error, I mean, this is our first go, and some buttons weren't clicked. Everything was just off. And I was just like, Jackson, we're going to have to redo this. And Jackson was nice enough to give me the okay. But yeah, I mean, I'm so pumped to talk about it again. At least we can talk about the Monday night games. And a lot of lines have drastically changed for some of these other games. So yeah, we'll go fresh, and some other hockey news started up. So let's just keep that energy and keep this thing going.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll go right into it because there's a lot of superstar contract rejections, NHL Hall of Famers maybe on the move. We'll talk about the Pacific Division rankings, and then next week will be the Metro. Then last week will be Atlantic. Talk about the week 2 recaps. We'll talk about the Monday night game in week 1. That's how far back we got to go. And then week 3 projections, our 10 commandments, and all the rest of the segments. And next week, I think we're aiming to do in person, which would be better as a preview for the Ryder Cup. Maybe we can be decked out in European gear or something like that. That'd be pretty jokes.
Oh, that'd be sick. I'll do that.
I might have like a European. Actually, no, I have a Lionel Messi jersey, but I forgot that's not European. But we can treat it like it's European. But
I will buy European stuff.
It's blue and yellow. All right, we'll get right into this. Yeah, put it on my card. All right, so we'll get right into some signings. 2 young goalies extended. Dustin Wolf, he signed a monster deal at 7 years, $52.5 million at $7.5 million AAV. 2.64 GAA, 910 save percentage, at 29, 16, and 8 record. I don't know where he finished in Calder rankings. It was second or third. He was one of the nominees. Definitely, I must say, I wasn't entirely shocked at the AAV. Definitely, when you see a young goalie make that much money, that's a ton. Like I remember when Dostal signed for $5 million or $5 or $6 million. I was like, okay, that's a lot of money. I mean, Dustin Wolf had if you like, those as rookie numbers, those are solid starter numbers. As a rookie, that's pretty ridiculous. So
yeah, I think we talked about it too. It's just like the cap. Once it happened, like the cap going where it is, like $7.5 million. It is large for a goalie, but
it's like $5 million now, or $5 million 2 years ago. Like what a good goalie would make. So, and again, we'll get in more Pacific Division rankings. I think we'll see Calgary make a large dip this season, which I think is what they should be doing. I don't think any team should tank, but I think a lot of guys had career years last year. Yeah, but we'll get into that. And now Spencer Knight, big piece of the Seth Jones trade. Seth Jones to Chicago for a first-round pick and Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight was a 13th overall pick goalie back in 2019, which is very high. He went to the player assistant program a few years back. I'm not sure what for, but glad to see he's out now. He's a hell of a goalie. People saw him as a future of USA hockey, and he still could be that. I mean, USA has some great goalies, but he's still so young. We've talked about this so many times with goalies. Still finding his groove at 30, 31 years.
Whatever he is,
Vasilevsky's still the best goalies in the league. He's 34, 35.
Bobrovsky.
He's the best goalie in the world, and he's almost 40. So
it's insane.
Tons of time for this guy. When I saw it's going to be the exact same thing with Dustin Wolf. When I saw the actual contract, it was more than I thought AAV. But with your Chicago, they're basically trying to get to the cap floor. And what the hell is $6 million with this team in 3 years? Like you have so much cap space. They're just at the cap floor. So again, he had a really good start in Chicago. He kind of dipped off near the end, but again, Chicago's just not a good team. But he's going to get integrated in that locker room, that culture. I really like Chicago's cooking. I have maybe some Calder sleepers on that team. I like this team. I think that was smart. Again, the AAV for them right now does not matter. And I think for him, it also shows their commitment to him. And that gives him confidence as well. Exactly. So that's the last little signings. Some other news. Crosby has been brought up a ton. Before, it was a bit more like playful. Now it's a bit... I still think it's not going to happen, but it's getting a little bit more serious. It's getting a little bit more serious.
Bit more serious.
Like he was like he usually does handing out the season tickets to season ticket holders. By the way, he is pulling off that gray shiner, that gray hair he's got on. That is a full made for men or just for men Gillette fucking style. He's got to go touch of gray. That's what it is. But yeah, I mean, even Pat Brisson, his famous agent, said anything is possible about Crosby end up leaving. And again, it's the day he says, I'm willing to move, he's gone. I'm sure they already have a list of teams that they expect to call them and what they want in return. They're prepared for this. They're not just like, all right, Crosby wants to go, let's now start contacting teams. They're ready for this, in my opinion, right? Like, they're going to be so shit. And even he said, like, you don't play hockey for tanking. And people are like, yeah, 100%, you don't tank. Like, why would you be on Pittsburgh? There's a difference in tanking and just being shit. Tanking to me is purposely being shit, where I think Pittsburgh just is going to be shit. I think they suck, right? Yeah, I mean, and the overdrive guys are talking about, would you give up Demidov for Crosby? Crosby is one of my favorite players all time, Canadian legend. You could argue he's one of the best player of all time for what he's done in every aspect of the game. But Demidov, I mean, we'll talk about the rookie games, who he should not be playing in
the future.
No, he can be the next Kirill Kaprizov, who we'll talk about next. Like, he is that good. He dominates. He's going to get more minutes. I know it's crazy to think, but yeah, like I don't think Montreal to acquire him needs to include Demidov. I think you have so many picks. You don't, at this point, Montreal, who gives a fuck about your draft picks? You're in that win now mode, or stay in the playoffs mode. So your picks don't matter. You have the guys now. Just give Pittsburgh what they want. You'll need to give them some sort of prospect like a David Reinbacher or someone else, but I don't think Demidov needs to be included in that deal for Pittsburgh.
No, there's no way. And if they did trade away Demidov, I'm sure Habs fans would lose their mind.
I don't think they'd even be happy about it. I don't think they would be pleased about that at all. And to be fair, Montreal, they desperately need another center. I love Nick Suzuki. I think he is now a true number one center, 90 points or 89 points, as Ottawa fans like to remind me. Not 90 points, you got 89 points. Same fucking thing. I don't care. But their second line center is like Jake Evans, who, like, he's a very solid centerman, re-signed there. But I think Suzuki and Crosby, that'd be tasty.
Guy.
Yeah. What was that? You don't believe 89 and 90 points are the same thing? Or close to it?
They're not the same number, but that's okay.
Actually, you're right. Factually, you're right. But go fuck yourself.
I'm just right.
All right, next up, we said his name, Kaprizov. He recently turned down an 8-year, $128 million extension, which comes due. So first off, it's the largest deal in NHL history, which is also what an average backup center makes in the NBA, but we'll talk about that later. Largest contract in NHL history. It's larger than Ovechkin's 10 years ago. It's larger than Kovachuk's 15-year. Everything. It's the largest in NHL history. And annually, it's the largest annual salary. Draisaitl makes 14. Kaprizov would make 16 per year in this deal. And he said no. So I don't think Wild fans are panicking just yet. I've heard multiple rumors. Michael Russo is a pretty well-established Minnesota Wild beat reporter. He says there's multiple things. Elliot Friedman says that maybe this team's sniffing around that could play 18, 19, 20 million, which I think is absurd. I think there's one player in the league that deserves that, maybe two. I love Kaprizov, MVP caliber player before he got hurt last year. He's not worth 20 million. That just you can't do anything else on your roster, or at least solid things, if a player is making 20 million a year. That's crazy.
No, especially for, I think one of the teams you and I were talking about him going to was possibly Anaheim, and it's like considering what Anaheim has done, and the amount of young guys they have on their team, and like to just get rid of that much cap for one guy, which obviously Kaprizov is great, and you're bringing in a guy which you can see in the Wild locker room they love and like would die for, but to just kind of again give up your future for a singular player, he better be the next like McDavid or Crosby who can will a team, like it's So but I also heard it could be term. Like we said, we're going to see a lot of players, superstars, maybe not want to sign for long term, because I heard the cap could double or triple in the next 9 years. Yeah, which is crazy.
So guys don't, I mean, if you still sign 8 years, you'll be within that. But guys don't, they want to sign 4 years and then basically double their money, which, hey, I mean, it's not a bad investment, but also just shows your willingness to not make your team better. Like Minnesota finally got off those Parise and Suter long ass buyouts. Like I think they just got all of them and they bought them out like 5-6 years ago. So they finally don't have that dead cap anymore. And now you're going to spend all of it on one player. Again, superstar, but that's just so much money for one guy.
And I think we see more of this too with like the McDavid stuff. Like obviously McDavid's situation is a little different. He's single-handedly, obviously him and Draisaitl have kind of single-handedly willed Minton back to back. And like, not that he deserves to kind of pick and choose, but I'll say it. I think he deserves to, like, if he doesn't want long-term and he wants to see what the market's like in 3 years and he does a 3-year deal for $15 million or whatever it is, and, you know, I think Edmonton's willing to do it. But Kaprizov, great young star. Obviously, the injury doesn't help your stock overall. It doesn't matter whether or not, you know, injuries are going to happen. It just doesn't help your stock for getting paid. You see it all the time in the NFL.
And they also haven't won a playoff round.
Yeah. So
like obviously the Central Division is so tough with St. Louis the past 3 years, Colorado, Dallas, like it's tough. And they've had good teams, but it's like you have all this space now. Now it's time to, like, I think 16 I think that contract was off. I mean, it's more than fair. But now it's if I still think he's going to resign. I think it'll be maybe a shorter deal or 8 years, and maybe they push it to, like, you'll be surprised of how many guys argue from 16 to 16.2. Like they'll really claw for everything they can. Some guys.
Yeah, that's so crazy to me. It's like you're already making $16 million. What's that? 200,000.
I don't know what we're Canadian. I don't know what the Minnesota state tax is like. I feel like it's not good,
Probably
but I cannot tell. Yeah. But I recently made a video that came out. We're recording this on a Tuesday. That came out yesterday. That's doing very well. I made 8 trade packages for Kirill Kaprizov. One from the least likely, which was Toronto, just to piss people off. And then down to my number one is Anaheim. I think they have tons of cap space. This year they have 20 million. Next year they have 50.
Tons of great young guys.
Tons of great young guys. Some guys who maybe don't want to sign there long term, or maybe they're iffy about. Hint McTavish. Like, they have Cutter, Leo Carlson. You've got Michael Granlund. So you don't really need some centers. Like having him and Cutter Gauthier on the wing. Like, oh my god. So yeah, that was my number one team. I did say Montreal as well. They do have cap space and the draft picks as well, which would be scary. I mentioned Columbus as a good team too because they have a ridiculous amount of cap space. They can pay him whatever he wants. But yeah, go check that out if you haven't. And moving on. Michael Misa signed an entry-level deal in his first game with San Jose, the practice squad, or LA. He put up like 5 points. So he definitely wants to make the team, definitely nixes any ideas of going to college. I think I don't know. They're so young. I don't think there's a rush for him. I think it's one of those things where he put up 130 points last year in the OHL. Can he get much better? But maybe there's a good chance he makes that team because he can't play in the AHL, right? So
yeah,
we'll see. Now we talked about this last time, but so Hockey Canada, we don't get too much in the nitty gritty, more just of the players, but say what you want. They are allowed to play in the AHL. Gary Bettman gave them the go ahead. Again, we're not going to give our personal opinions on it all, but at the end of the day, they are not guilty. And so Gary Bettman said, hey, they're not guilty. Obviously something sketchy happened, but at the end of the day, that's what the judge was the verdict. And so they're allowed to play. We'll just go on from there. And that's kind of what happened. But now there's 3 guys. I mean, there's more guys in the whole thing, but there's 3 guys who are more than likely going to start game 1 this season. Dylan Dubé, Carter Hart, and Michael McLeod. Those are the 3 top players of the whole procedure. Dylan Dubé, he's going to get a lot of attention. I am hearing Toronto. He did play in Calgary. Tree Living was his GM. He does play that Florida style ground and pound, has a lot of skill. I definitely wouldn't hate it. I think our bottom 6 I like our bottom 6. Dubé could be that right winger for Matthews and Nyes, but I think we need a bit more skill up there. I know I just mentioned Florida, that type of style, but you do need some skilled players. So I wouldn't hate it for Toronto if it's like, I don't know how much money these guys are going to be demanding because of everything that happened, but I do like Toronto, but I'm not dying to get them. Carter Hart, I mean, you're in Carolina, Utah, and Vegas. All those teams make a ton of sense. Vegas is unsure about Aiden Hill. Having Carter Hart, who at one point was labeled the next Carey Price and still super young. We've mentioned this about goalies all the time. Still can really be a solid goaltender if you put him in the right position. Like Carolina too. I know they have Kochetkov and Anderson. Anderson is so good, but he just keeps getting hurt, and he just can't establish
the story of his career.
And Kochetkov is just so inconsistent too, so I don't hate that either. Again, I don't know if these guys are going to make some good money or if it's AHL deals. I think it's going to be less money, but they'll start right away. I don't think they're in mind. These guys were established players. Michael McLeod, I'm not really hear too many rumors about him. He's a solid kind of bottom 6 player as well, so we'll see about them. I think the other guys are over in Russia or Europe, so
yeah, probably.
I don't know if they'll come back. Some last little things here. Rookie game's been going on. We already said Demidov should not be playing these games. It's just more just boosts his confidence. I've never seen that much hype in crowd awareness for a game before. Like Demidov, he really lit that Bell Center on fire. Cowan, I haven't watched too many of the games because I've focused on football and other stuff, but Cowan apparently has looked a little tentative. I think it's more than likely he's going to start in the minors. I think that's what's best for him. Really dominate. Maybe call him up in the playoffs, get that type of exposure. But
even having him down there and then calling him up throughout the season for a game here and there, especially depending on where Toronto's at.
Injuries and stuff like that. He's got maybe he's your first option. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't, and if you can't just bury him on the 4th line, you just can't. He's a player that needs minutes, needs to get his touches. So I don't think there's any rush for him. I really like Jacob Quillan, the guy coming out of Quinnipiac. He's a bit older, a bit more experienced. I heard his rumors that he really could. He's a guy you could play on the 4th line. He's a bit more of that.
Here we go. Yeah, Deshaun. Jesus Christ.
JT Miller. Oh God, JT Miller named captain of New York Rangers. I think when I talked to Johnny Lazarus, I think he mentioned JT Miller. I think he also mentioned Vincent Trocheck as well. Same job, JT Miller. He is a hockey guy, hard nosed. To me, this either says that Elias Pettersson's a complete bitch, or JT Miller has calmed down a little bit. That's kind of two kind of narratives I'm going at. I think from what I've heard ex-Vancouver Canucks player, I think Brad Richardson said, JT Miller is a guy's guy, team first, but he's just thought he was a little too hard on Elias. And I think maybe JT Miller realized that you're a professional hockey player. If you're a top guy, you have all of your right to push your teammates, be that leader. Maybe
but there's a line.
There's a line. Again, I don't know what the line was or how much it was crossed, but I'm not surprised by this. And I've always been a fan of JT Miller. PTO with Pittsburgh, I think this is really cool. He's going to play one preseason game to retire as a Penguin. Best Penguins goalie of all time, not even close. One of the best goalies of all time. He's played for a hell of a long time.
Yeah, he signed it. He signed it on a robe with his Stanley Cup ring.
That's such a baller move. That's crazy. Yeah, before we get into the Pacific Division breakdown, another goalie news, Anthony Stolarz is not seen as imminent an extension, which again, we said this last time. I'm not sure what that meant, so I had to Google it. Imminent basically means not quick or not easy. But there also isn't anything expected to get in the way of getting a deal done. Yeah, I think fuck off. I think like a $5 to $6 million deal at 4 or 5 years is really fair for me. Maybe they may not want to go that long of term because of Joseph Wall, but I think if it's less money and he wants a bit more years, I think you should give it to him to lower that cap. Yeah, I would love to keep him. I know last year was kind of his first year of he didn't really get starter time because he got hurt. He only played like 35 games, but in the playoffs he picked his game up. Yeah, so I'm more with the cap is I'm more than okay with paying him $5 to $6 million. I don't care. Before we get into the Pacific Division breakdown, my beer league season starts tonight. Tuesday, C Division, Wave Hockey, Burlington, Ontario. Last year, we were one of the second best teams. We lost in the semis, which was a huge upset to a team that we fucking hated. This guy, it was 0-0. They scored the last 5 seconds, and he skated by our bench and just grabbed his nuts. And I was like, okay, so we're going to beat the shit out of these guys. So our team is the Blumps. Look up Urban Dictionary what a Blumpkin is, and I'm not going to say it on here.
Christ.
I joined this team last year, but this team's been going on for like 5-ish years. I'm not going to say that is on here, but you can look it up.
Who just has it on that name?
I'm not gonna name names. And we're looking for redemption. We're playing the Meat Sticks tonight. A team I haven't heard about. Either it's a new team or they've changed their name. So the Meat Sticks.
What are we doing?
The team.
I guess I never really played
team,
hockey, so
my previous team name was insane. It was the Mighty Drunks. You know, the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, but that's at least cool. So
no, the great words. dude, our jersey, I'll put a picture in here. Our jersey was, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks logo. We got a graphic design so the duck was drunk.
Yeah.
It's a sick jersey. Here,
a million times better than Blumpkin.
Yeah, I don't know who came up with it. I'm not
also meat sticks.
Fan. Yeah, it's
what are we fucking in? Trailer Park Boys? Like,
yeah, some of these names like the backdoor sliders.
Oh, hello.
I don't know what that really means.
Kind of like that one. That one's funny.
Find it here. It's not dying, but maybe I'll toss it up here when I get a chance. But yeah, so that's a cool one. I think Jackson's gonna maybe give his prediction. Jesus,
we're on fire
before
today.
Before every
is the same as 90. Don't know what imminent is.
My hair is in shambles. I got up early because a guy had to fix my shower glass because one day it just shattered. So I had to get up early for that. Yeah. No, one day my parents texted me saying, "Hey Ryan, like your shower glass shattered." I'm like, "What?" Like, yeah, we heard a big bang. We came downstairs and the whole thing just shattered. Nothing, just pressure or something. So, but yeah, maybe Jackson gives his prediction. I don't know how good this team is, so just throw out a prediction. How many points do I get? Goals, assists, whatever. My dog shit. I haven't played hockey since the last game back in August. So, or not back in no, sorry.
I'm gonna say final. I'm gonna go final score 4-3 for the Blumps.
For the Blumps, huge.
Down. Ryan, oof.
I'm a defenseman, so I'm not going end to end and everything. The skill's gone downhill ever since I retired.
Skill and cardio is what I need, and I don't know.
I've been going on runs. But skating's a different beast.
For a guy who's only ever skated on his fucking frozen lake, I'm gonna say maybe 1 point. I'll give you 1 point.
All right, I'll take that.
1 point. Final 4-3.
Yeah.
If you Jack's on your team too, yeah.
Yeah, Jack's on my team. Yeah.
What position does Jack play?
He's a forward. He's a winger. He's got speed. He's got speed for days.
I'm going a goal and a point for Jack. Jack, I like that. Please don't tell him I said anything until after the game.
Yeah, we'll think of something. Maybe if you predict it right, I have to do something, or if you're just horribly wrong, we'll do something. But we'll keep track of this. That's one I think that'd be a fun segment to do.
I feel like 4-3. It might be a little of a score, but I don't know. I never played beer league hockey.
Sloppy. It might get sloppy. We'll see. All right, let's get into the last piece of hockey. We'll get into the Pacific Division rankings. Jackson's going to kind of go through last year recap and maybe some losses and adds in the offseason, and kind of then at the end of the day, I'll say what I got for predictions.
Ryan will give his expert opinion. All right, yeah. So the Pacific Division last year, obviously, we had the Golden Knights finish first at 110 points, the Kings second, Oilers third, Flames, Canucks, Ducks, Kraken, and then the Sharks. I think both you and I kind of agree there's not going to be a whole lot of change to this division overall. But start off just key offseason moves. Obviously, the Golden Knights added Mitch Marner, Jeremy Lauzon, and Colton Sisson. Lost Nicholas Roy, Victor Olofsson, and Nicholas Hague. I still think this team is going to be buzzing. Yeah. I think we've talked about Eichel. They're looking for an extension for him.
He'll sign soon. Yeah, I think their only weakness to me is a stabilized goaltender. If they can get Hill back to what he, back to what he was. That smells bad. Back to what he was a few years ago. I really, really like. I mean, that's their only issue. Their defense is insane with Shea Theodore. I think Pietrangelo might be out for. Is he out for the whole? Oh my God! What am I? Isn't he? Oh yeah, he's out for the whole year. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. All right. Still, I like. Welcome to Bud's Mafia. Our hockey expert is in shambles today, folks.
I totally forgot about that. But yeah, no, Shea Theodore, I love him. I mean, Team Canada defenseman. Again, if they can figure out Hill and maybe Baron Carter Hart, I like that a lot. But their forwards are insane. I know they lost. I loved Hager. I love Woff for them. Victor Olofsson was a good depth scorer, but I mean, the fourth line's still intact. You bring back Riley Smith, William Karlsson, Mark Stone, Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner. Like I like this team. I think they only won the division by a few points to LA, but I think it's going to be a lot bigger lead in my opinion. Because I think a lot of Pacific teams are going to get worse. And there's one sleeper team I have coming up, but I think the top three is going to stay the same. But yeah, Vegas #1, easy.
Don't worry about that noise in the background. Just my coffee machine.
No worries.
Also, shout out to Vegas Golden Knights. Love the Brilliantly Dumb show. Didn't know that. If you guys don't know the Brilliantly Dumb show, give it a listen.
Nice.
But yeah, so then on to number 2, Los Angeles. Obviously, we spent a bit of time laughing at this one yesterday. Their additions, they added Cody Ceci, Brian Dumoulin, Joel Armia, and Corey Perry. Corey Perry, I believe, is out 4 to 6 weeks. He's got to get surgery.
So he'll be back, like week 3 or something.
Week 3
like that.
or
so he'll miss like 5 games. Nothing crazy.
Again, we talked about it before too, and we talked about Corey Perry like a lot. Like kind of just a locker room guy, dig in. He's good for overall morale on the bench, but
he had almost 20 goals. He had almost 20 goals last year. So I mean, he could be a power play McDavid just sitting there back door. So I can't see him getting more than 15 this year. But just the losses, like Spence, Riddick, Gavrikov, Jeannot. I mean, Jeannot is nothing. I don't really care for Jeannot. But Jordan Spence was a big loss. Gavrikov was a huge loss.
Yeah.
And that's a lefty and righty. That's perfect, right? That's a perfect pairing right there. And then you replace it with Dumoulin and Cody Ceci. And you pay Cody Ceci $4 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I just think it's wild. You get off of Jeannot's contract. Gavrikov is going to ask for a lot, so you have some cap space there. And then you sign Ceci for $4 million. So, hey, I mean, Ceci is good as defensive end. He's not a good skater. In the offensive zone, forget about it. But yeah. I still think I think they're going to slip a little bit. I hear extensions with Kempe are going very well, and maybe extension could happen before the season. He's a 35, 40 goal guy. I think he has potential to get more points as he's usually 75 points. He's mostly usually goals, but I think he can kind of crack that 80, 85 points. Great in playoffs, tons of skill, great shot. This core is running out. Like Doughty, he's still playing at a top level for how old he is. Kopitar's we'll talk about Kopitar all the time. He's unbelievable. His contract's up after this year. Kemper had a great year in net, but he's been inconsistent his whole career. Can he keep it going? Yeah, we'll see. I actually included Kempe. LA was a team, and Kempe would be a piece of that for Kaprizov as well. But again, the Pacific is pretty they don't have a lot of depth in this division, so I think they're still in that top 3, but I think they're going to slip down to that 3rd slot.
I was going to say after the top 3, it kind of changes. Yeah. So yeah, Edmonton obviously lots of losses this offseason. Victor Arvidsson, Kane, Connor Brown, Jeff Skinner, Klingberg, Corey Perry. They added the prospect out of Tampa, Isaac Howard. I think both you and I talked about that, and we like that for them. And then Andrew Mangiapane. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think Edmonton can bump up a bit. I think there is a lot of distraction with the McDavid stuff, but what do you think of with Edmonton and the losses? And
it's just if McDavid and Draisaitl healthy, I don't care what happens. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be a top 3 seed. I have them finishing 2nd. I do think Isaac Howard's going to have a solid year. I don't think his expectations are that high. I think around 40 points would be a solid year. Maybe 10 to 30 or 10 goals, 12 goals, 30 assists around that area. He's going to get a lot of minutes because they don't really have a lot of depth. Losing Connor Brown's huge. Arvidsson wasn't much of a loss. Evander Kane, say what you want. You provide depth on that team. Corey Perry did. Jeff Skinner was iffy, but still. John Klingberg, like we said, was shit in Toronto, but Edmonton, I think he became a new player and it was a lot more confident in his game. And then, you know what? The season really relies on Stuart Skinner. All these Edmonton beat writers are saying, oh, he looks thinner. I have more confidence in him, where a few months ago they wanted him out of town. So your confidence is based on his weight now, I guess. I love him. He seems like a great dude, and I think the boys love him. And he's still been the back-to-back finals, but he's just not good enough to be a finals winning goaltender, I don't think. But yeah, I think McDavid and Draisaitl are going to drag this team. Their defense is still pretty weak. I like Wallman. I like Bouchard. I think Nurse can turn it around. And if you look at him as a $4 million defenseman, you think he's a lot better. Just the fact that his tag kind of brings down his overall perception of him. Yeah. But yeah, this is still a top 3 team, in my opinion. I have them finishing 2nd in that division. But yeah, it's going to be tough slide. They're going to have to make a move. I don't think they're eager to make a move, and they need some young guys to step up. They have Matthew Savoie, who's a first-round pick, who has been dominating prospects games, or the rookie games, that's great. But you're playing other 19, 18-year-olds. So we'll see how he does in camp. I think camp started this week. So, we'll see. But that's the top 3 to solidified. Vegas is going to win, and the next 2 are kind of interchangeable. But I don't think much is going to change.
We got Calgary Flames. We kind of already talked about what kind of is going to happen with with them this year. No real additions, but lost Tyson Barrie, Anthony Mantha, and Dan Vladar. I think we kind of have solidified what's going to happen. They're going to take a dip.
You're gonna make a massive dip. Like I love what Craig Conroy said and did last year. Like he said, like I thought this team was literally gonna finish last, like dead last. I thought they're gonna be really, really bad. And he came out and said, like, because they shocked everyone. He said these guys earned the right for me to make a push for them, and he did. He acquired Morgan Frost, I think Joel Farabee, both from Philly. So yeah, I think this team's going to fall off a cliff, and I think it's time to trade these assets so we can get a ton for it. Mackenzie Weegar, Rasmus Anderson, they have great trade value, right-handed shot defenseman. I think Mackenzie Weegar almost had 20 goals as a defenseman. These are guys I can get a ton of trade value from. I don't know how much you'll get from Huberdeau because of his contract. Kodge, you'll get a ton of trade value. You need that marquee number one center. They don't have a great prospect system. They have Zane Parekh, which is awesome. They have Pachal, who they just drafted. But he was like a late, 15th. I can't remember what pick he was, but he's not the marquee guy. You need it. You could argue like over goaltender, a number one center is what every team needs to win the Stanley Cup. You need a marquee guy. Goaltending is huge, but you need a number one guy. Center depth in general, yes, but you need the number one guy. You need it. And there's one coming up in this draft. So I don't think they need a tank personally. I really think they're just going to fall off. I like Parekh. I think he's going to get a ton of minutes. I think in his last 2 games of the season, he played really well for Calgary. I think he'll get tons of touches. He'll need to adapt to, obviously, a two-way style of game. But at the start, I think not let him free, but just let him wild. Let him make mistakes. He's tons of confidence. I saw him play in juniors. He's disgusting. Obviously, it's a different style of game, but yeah, I think we're going to see a big dip for Calgary. But I'm excited to see the future of them. I think they got with Wolf and Parekh. I think they got a bright future.
Let's head over to your brother's Vancouver Canucks.
A lot of changes.
Losses.
Yeah, a lot of changes.
So Dakota Joshua, Pius Suter, Noah Juleson, Artis Silovs, all gone, and then added obviously Evander Kane and Chase Stillman. I think you and I are kind of both, they should take a bit of a turn in the right direction. It just really depends on kind of the play up front.
Yeah, it's I think what I've said every time when Vancouver is mentioned, it's keep Quinn Hughes happy time. That's all. And this is such a huge year because Quinn Hughes has 2 more years, and obviously he can sign an extension July 1st. July 1st. This is such a big year. If you take a step back, see ya. It's almost like I'll make another video Quinn Hughes trade package time, which that trade package would be bigger than Kirill, in my opinion. This guy is an MVP type defenseman. He's already breaking records for Vancouver Canucks. He's unbelievable. No, there's no doubt he wants to play with his brothers, but maybe he can push that back because they're all still very young. Yeah, I like Evander Kane. Losing Pius Suter is tough because he was a solid second line center for them. Now you kind of force Philip Hedl to be that second line center. Who, if he's not, he's kind of like the Chris Olave of the NHL. He has a ton of head injuries, tons of skill when he plays, but it's just every time he gets hit, you wince kind of thing. I think P's going to take a big bounce back this year. I have a big bounce back. I'm not saying 100-point Selke nominee like maybe he was a few years ago or top 10 Selke nominee, but I would say 30-plus goals and 70-plus points. So you got to start somewhere. Think losing Rick Tocchet sucks. I think he was great in that team. They bring in Adam Foote, legendary defenseman in his heyday, Stanley Cups with Colorado. But yeah, it's strictly, and Demko needs to stay healthy. If they have arguably Petey was named an MVP conversation a few years ago. Like if healthy and back to their game, they have an MVP caliber player, MVP caliber defenseman, and Vezina caliber goalie if they play to their standards and play up to their hype. So we'll see. I hope for them. I think they're going to make another step. Playoffs is a bit of a reach, but I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah, I like that too. All right, moving on. Anaheim Ducks. Lots of losses, few additions. Yep. I think you and I have been pretty high on the Anaheim overall and kind of what they're doing as an organization. Trevor Zegras, John Gibson, Oliver Killington, Brock McGinn, bunch of other guys.
Yeah.
Bring in Chris Kreider, Ryan Poehling, Peter Mrazek, and Mikhail Granlund. I think you're going to see Anaheim take a bit of a step up. I don't know about getting into the playoffs, but what do you think? Yeah,
they at one point they're better than people thought, and they kind of dipped off. That's what kind of happens when a team kind of gets out of when they get eliminated. They take a big dip after that because you just lose that motivation, which I don't blame. So for a while they were in the hunt. I do like this team. It's a lot of trust now in Dostal, who kind of dipped off near the end, but he's still a young stud goaltender, so I still have confidence in him. And with trading Gibson away, now it's sink or swim time for Dostal. I liked bringing in Trevor Zegras. I think Joel Quenneville's a great coach. Glad he's back in the NHL. Glad he's kind of kind of just I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna say learn his lesson, but he's a great historic coach. No, that's fine. He's a great historic coach, and back in the NHL. Yeah, he's realized what he's done, and I think it's fine that he's back in the NHL. I think he can do wonders for
dancing around sensitive subjects today.
Yeah,
doing an amazing job.
I can dance. Yeah, Chris Kreider. Like, this is why I like the Kaprizov. They have tons of cap space. I love Leo Carlsson. I know a lot of our buddies hate Cutter Gauthier for what he did to Philly. I don't like what he did to Philly, but he's on Anaheim. Who cares? He's going to be a stud. Love the defenseman, Jackson Lacombe, Minyakov, Zellweger, Radko Gudas, Jacob Trouba. Jumbo Trouba, he's a headhunter, but he's a solid defensive defenseman. I have them making playoffs. I have them sneaking in. I think it's going to be tight, but yeah, I really, really like this team. Tons of cap space, like I said. Getting rid of Zegras was tough, but I think he'll do well in Philly, and we'll talk about the Metro next week. But yeah, I like this team. They have so much room to work with. McTavish, even if I think they should keep him, but if they don't, you're going to get a haul for him, haul to make your team better. And you have Beckett Seneca, who was third overall pick from a few years ago. So now it's the same thing as Montreal. I know Montreal actually made the playoffs. Anaheim, it's first round picks don't mean much anymore. I don't think you need them. Maybe add a top 10 protected in them or top 5 protected if you can do that. But yeah, I think it's win now time, or at least playoff time. The same thing as Ottawa a few years ago. Same thing with Montreal. It's now time to get in the dance.
Yeah, and the last two teams, Seattle and San Jose,
dog shit. Couldn't care less. I care more about San Jose because I think they're more exciting. Obviously, I think Celebrini's going to take a big jump. I don't see a sophomore slump in this kid. He has tons of confidence.
Yeah, I agree.
I love Will Smith. He really turned on second half of the year. I love William Eklund. Askarov, same kind of thing with Dostal. Dostal's a bit more established. I think Askarov, it's now it's sink or swim time for him to really not play not get called up midway. I think you're the starter, or at least or he's like the Joseph Woll kind of thing. Like, you're going to play, 30 something games, 40 games, really make a name for it. I still have Seattle finishing above San Jose. Seattle, they lost Burakovsky, but they added Marchment, Ryan Lindgren, and Frederick Gaudreau. Had a solid year with Minnesota. I can definitely see San Jose popping off if Will Smith and these young guys really, really take that next step. Like, I'm talking all guys get 80 points. Maybe Sam Dickinson cracks the roster, a 10th overall pick or 11th overall pick defenseman. But yeah, I just think they added a ton. I mean, Dmitry Orlov definitely helps that team. Nick Leddy, Ryan Reeves, he's going to fight once every 3 years. Philip Kurashev, they lost Vlasic. I don't care about these teams. I'd rather care about San Jose. But yeah, I still have Seattle above San Jose, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's the other way around.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, final kind of predictions for Ryan here. He's got Vegas winning the division again. Edmonton flipping over Los Angeles. Angeles finishing third, Edmonton second. Got the Ducks up in fourth, securing that wild card. Crazy. Canucks up in fifth, and then Flames, Kraken, and Sharks. I think that's pretty good. I kind of agree with it. Yeah. The only thing I think if the Canucks can kind of find their form, I think they can make a bit of a push for that wild card spot. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Before we get in the NFL here, we had a good discussion on this last when we our take one. I would like to ask the public's opinion of it. I know I was doing really good of not mentioning his name, but I want to talk about the Mitch Marner versus John Tavares comparisons. I thought it was a good discussion we had in our take one. So Mitch Marner he's going to come to Toronto, I think in January, early January or whatever like that. Do you think his reception is going to be a lot worse or not as worse as when John Tavares returned to Long Island and was tortured in Long Island when he came back? Would you think it'd be better or worse? It's going to be bad either way, but
we talked about it. I think the only reason I think it's going to be worse is just because of, obviously we talked about how Tavares kind of just up and left. It was, at least Marner was a sign and trade. We got something back for him, but just given the media and what has gone on since, and the press run he went on and everything, it's I just don't see how he could be. I think you're going to see Marner jerseys thrown on the ice every time he touches the puck. It's going to be insane.
It's going to be close because what I mentioned to you last time is Tavares, he gave the fans a lot of hope. I think fans were really, really truly shocked that he left. Where Maybe mid-season when Marner was playing really good, I thought he'd come back, but when he nixed the trade to Carolina, I knew he was gone. And at least it was a sign and trade. I know like it was Nick Waugh, who I'm very excited about, but like at least we got something. But yeah, I think it'll be tough. I think my dad and other people think Tavares will be worse, but people really hated Marner. People really despised him. So it'll be tight. I may spend the $600 for one nosebleed to go throw my own jersey on there.
Absolutely
but we'll see.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely. That's the hockey talk. Next week we'll be talking about the Metro, which I'm excited about. Metro could see some shakeups. Could be the exact same fucking thing, but we'll see. Moving to NFL. I don't know if we have like a few notes. I don't know if he wants to get right into the recaps.
No, I'll go over it quick.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers signs with the Steelers. I think it works out for the Steelers. They have a great defense to begin with, but the Jets putting 32 up on them in week 1, and then the Jets only scoring 10 kind of against a Bills defense that was in shambles week 1. Adding a veteran to your D-line is never going to hurt. And then other quick news, Bills and the MLSE have announced a partnership. And basically what that means is they're most likely just going to bring a game back into Toronto. I think the last time they played was 2013. And I also didn't mention this the other day, but Draymond Green can suck my nuts.
Yeah, fuck that. What the fuck does he know?
About Josh Allen, yeah. He comes out after probably one of the best Sunday Night Football games we've had in over 20 plus years and says that Josh Allen will never get it done in the playoffs, when he personally one-handedly willed his team back into a game where they were down 40-25 with 4 minutes left.
The fact that he said Lamar Jackson is the guy, but Josh Allen isn't, when Josh Allen has beaten almost every single time in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and Josh Allen's numbers in the playoffs are way better than his regular season. His regular season is already better, and Lamar's playoff numbers are not near his regular season numbers. I don't understand his point there. So fuck you, Draymond, you donkey fucker. Fuck you.
All right, let's head over to the recaps.
Yeah, I'll do the same kind of thing we did. I'll kind of talk about the recap, then maybe you can give more of an analysis. So we'll quickly talk about this one because it was back in week 1. We don't want to spend too much time on it. But Minnesota in Chicago, Vikings win 27-24. It was looking like J.J. McCarthy might go down as a complete bust, and he still might be after week 2. Yeah. But he did absolutely nothing. Caleb Williams was doing great. He was reading the field. He was check down. He was smart check downs. He was rushing the ball. He had a great rushing touchdown. I think it was his first ever one. I don't think he had one last year. But then just JJ came out of nowhere. Chicago's D kind of disappeared. Not having Jalen Johnson is tough. He's one of the best corners in the league. They need him back. I think Troy Aikman kept saying this. I think he's still. People are still shitting on. I think through 2 weeks, his numbers from last year are night and day better for first 2 weeks. So I think he's just not getting to those reads quick enough. And he doesn't have a ton of interceptions, but his misses are bad misses. Like he's overthrowing like crazy. He gets sacked a ton. He's not getting from read 1 to read 5 quick enough, where I think Ben Johnson really wants him to prove on that, which it's a tough thing to do, but I think he's going to be better. I think it's the Bears. They're playing the Cowboys, and we'll get to that. But yeah, we'll see. And JJ just completely turned it on in the fourth quarter, but then we'll talk about his performance in week 2.
Yeah, he's played 2-3 good quarters of football through 2 weeks.
Borderline, borderline, yeah. But yeah. I still have confidence in the Bears. I mean, I think they had a tough minute. I think Kevin O'Connell is probably the best coach in the NFL, like top 3. I love Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, he's great.
He's a mastermind. Obviously, you have the other guys in there. But yeah, we'll talk about week 2 now, Thursday Night Football. Commanders in Green Bay. Packers win 27-18. Jordan Love just proves the QB he is. 292, 2 touchdowns. Tucker Kraft, Josh Jacobs. Jane Daniels. I was listening to part of my take this morning. They were really hard on Jane Daniels' performance. I think they said it was one of the worst games he's played.
Considering what he did last year, you could say that. Obviously losing Austin Eckler early in the game does not help.
Sucked. I love Austin Eckler.
Yeah, I like him too. Every single rusher for Washington had 17 yards. Jaden Daniels had 17 yards. Yeah. Crosby Merritt had 17 yards, and Austin Eckler obviously got hurt, but he had 17 yards. I think the Commanders, they're a good team. They're going to be good. I was pretty high on their defense at the beginning of the year. I still am. I think the Packers are just going to be a well-oiled machine come the end of the year.
I'm so scared of them. And it's Like Jordan Love, I think he's really proven. Like I was still I knew he was really, really good. Now he's without a doubt top 10, maybe even higher than that quarterback. Like he is as all around incredible. I mean, Micah Parsons, he doesn't even play every snap, but when he does, he's fucking disruptive.
It's just a consistency thing as well as an experience thing for me. But yeah, I took the Packers in that game. I'm 1 for 1.
Yeah, 1 for 1. And what I was going to say something else. And like it's not even like Matthew Golden or other receivers have done really well, right? That's it. That's how scary they are.
Jaden Reed is crazy.
Yeah, so
broke his collarbone.
If you can get Matthew Golden to pick up a little bit, like there's zero flaw. Yeah, there's zero flaw. Next game, a game where I thought was going to be a blowout. Cowboys Giants. Russell Wilson turns to his 2013 prime self. Cowboys win a thriller, 40-37 on OT. Aubrey, the hero. Incredible. Have you heard about his story? What he kind of he was a college kicker. Player. Yeah, he was a soccer player in college. Did something else, and then he's
UFL.
And then he's got tryout, and then I think he had a 50-yarder to tie it, and then another 50-yarder to win it. So
yeah, we're seeing lots of long field goals this year.
Yeah, but Wilson back 30-41, 451 yards, 3 touchdowns,
and then overtime.
He had 2 ground balls. It's crazy. He was on his 2 moon balls. The neighbors are the prettiest things I've ever seen. And then in overtime, I was like, oh my God, they have the ball now. Dallas didn't score, and then 2 groundings. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Dak threw the ball 52 times. He had some good rushes. Pickens had a lot better game. He had his head on right this time. Neighbors was awesome, 160 yards. Scatterbo getting a lot more touches. I think he made 45 yards, but definitely was leading the field there. I think I said a lot. CTE is scared of Cam Scatterbo.
Dude,
this guy is running head first, and it's so hard to tackle that man. I love Scatterbo, but I mean, this is gonna be interesting with Giants going into the Kansas City Week 3. We'll talk about that, but I do like them. But we'll talk about that next. Next, so you're 2-0.
Weird game.
Really weird. Seahawks win 31-17. Steelers were the favorites, but talk about kind of what happened, the weird touchdown on the kickoff and all that.
So I actually saw some stats too. So the kid who they had returning kicks, which with the new kickoff format, if the ball goes into the end zone, everyone is technically onside. And so on like the kickoff team. And so this kid, I believe in college, he maybe returned kicks 4 or 5 times, like not a crazy amount. Obviously, in this kid, just a rookie mistake, like through and through.
Yeah.
Didn't field the ball. All he had to do was catch the ball in the end zone. I think he thought it was going to go out the back, which understandable, but even like, why leave something to chance, especially in the NFL? And at this point, it was 17-17, I believe, or 16-17. The Seahawks just went down. The kicker kicked the ball into the end zone. Seahawks go down, get a touchdown, make it 24-17, and then it kind of all fell from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kenneth Walker looked good. All the fantasy managers who were freaking out that Zach Charbonnet was going to take all the workload, I think he can chill out a bit. Kenneth Walker is their RB1. JSN solid. Cooper Kupp looked a lot better than what he did. I think he had like 80 yards and a TD.
He had nothing week 1. I don't think he may have caught 1 pass.
Yeah. But Sam Darnold, I think he's on pace to kind of not have maybe the same year. Obviously, you don't have Justin Jefferson.
Definitely better than expected to me. Like I really did not think he was going to have a good year. And you know what? Week 1 and 2, I'm not saying he looked great, but he was above average. I thought he actually looked fine. Like,
I think he looked good too.
Seattle's different. I think Seattle, especially with the 49ers injuries, but we'll talk about Mac Jones and Brock Purdy. But yeah, we'll see about Seattle. I mean, Steelers defense might be a bit overrated. You have all those Pro Bowls, but these guys are getting older, and it's just, I mean, they've back-to-back weeks, they led over 30, so people are saying it's going to be number 1 defense, and I haven't seen it yet, but TJ Watt, I don't think has been invisible. I don't think he has done, I haven't seen him, definitely against the Jets, against the Jets, he did nothing. I didn't really notice him last week either, so we'll see. Rams-Titans, I think better game than people expected. Rams win 33-19. Devontae munched over 100 yards in a tud. Puka Nacua had 80 yards, and he also had like a 40-yard rushing touchdown, might be the best duo in the league, honestly, for wide receivers. They're absolutely insane.
It's ridiculous.
Cam Ward, a lot better. Probably the most insane first touchdown throw I've ever seen. And I think you played football, so you can tell me a lot better. Probably the one thing you'll tell your quarterback never to do: run to the right and then throw cross body far post.
You never throw it. You see it a lot, and like these guys are professionals. you think you can make that throw, go ahead, but like that's a 1-0. That's a 1-of-1. You're never ever rolling all the way to the right sideline and throwing fucking 70 yards across your body to the middle of the field for a touchdown. And insane throw. Think you're seeing a lot more development out of Cam Ward. The
He's
Titans
getting better and better. Yeah,
The Titans are a year or two away from being decent.
Yeah.
And especially challenging in their division.
I think I talked with you and obviously with my brother as well. Like, I think they're better than people think they are. If they can get Calvin Ridley going a little bit more, I think, because he's supposed to be their wide receiver 1. I think Ale Manor's kind of taking that position, which is not bad for a rookie to take that spot, but he's a veteran wide receiver who's very, very talented. So I think to get him going again, I think this team, again, they're not going to have more than 5-6 wins this year, but I do see some improvements. And they put up a good number on a good Rams defense. So going up here, so you got, you just got the Steelers game wrong. 3-1. So now 4-1, you had the Bills over the Jets. We definitely were not confident going into this game with how the Jets played against the Steelers and the Bills' constant injury with now Ed Oliver out. But they returned back down the earth. Justin Fields, he had like 27 yards in the third quarter, left with a concussion. Josh Allen, a little bit of Joey Bosa, strip sack, exactly what Josh Allen asked for. Josh Allen got hurt. I think he broke his nose or fractured or something like that. So not too much action there, but he just let James Cook.
Yeah,
140 yards.
21 touches, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ridiculous.
Yeah, like
Bills defense played it like Benford played gross. Cole Bishop had a sack. He played a lot better. Bernard and Milano. I believe Milano is hurt, actually, which isn't great. But when Milano got hurt last year, Dorian Williams came in, played pretty well. He's a lot more of a run style linebacker. He can stop the run a lot better, which especially coming up against the Dolphins next week, kind of need that. Devon Achane is a gross back. So overall, a great win. The fact that we could establish a run game, the defense played great. Didn't
really air the ball as much. I think Josh Allen, I don't think he threw a pass past the 12th minute of the fourth quarter.
Which is huge.
Jets secondary looked good. But we can establish the run like that. And I think James Cook is really silencing the doubters of with this offense, with Josh Allen. Ray Davis could be doing what James Cook is doing. I don't think. I love Ray Davis. I love Ty Johnson. I love our system. But James Cook has proven to be easily a top 10 back, and I mean he's a game changer. He's a playmaker, everything like that.
I think he's on pace again for a 10+ TD season. Obviously, I think overall the difference between James Cook and Ray Davis, James Cook is more of a slashing kind of cut, wait for the hole to open back, whereas Ray Davis is just going to run through someone, whether it works or not. And then Ty Johnson is kind of a good mix of both, where he can leak out of the backfield and become that kind of receiver as well as kind of run down your throat a little bit. So overall, good Bills win. Not playing your starters in the fourth quarter and going into a short week where you play the Dolphins on Thursday is huge. And especially because the Dolphins were in an absolute dogfight, and that's the next game we're going to get to.
So you're 4-1. Now you're 4-2. You did choose the Dolphins here, which wasn't a bad pick for how they played.
Well, fucking Tua could put a game-winning drive together. You've been in the league for like 5 years. Put a game-winning drive together, man. Like, stop overthrowing Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's going to the Chiefs at the trade deadline for sure. Like, it's ridiculous.
I don't think Tyreek's had a 40+ yard touchdown, just catch in, I don't know, like over 10 games. Like, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it is a long time. And did you see what Mike McDaniel said after too?
He said something that's so stupid. It was
when you lose
when you lose a game, you lose the game. It's just something.
You lose the game, that's how you lose a game. When you win a game, that's how you have to win. And it's like you're going to see a million more planes flying over fucking the goddamn Hard Rock saying fire McDaniels and fire Greer, because it's like, man,
he's gone soon. He's the coach on the biggest hot seat right now.
Yeah, you're supposed to have one of the most high-powered offenses in the NFL, and you are kind of not wasting talent. Obviously, they put up 27 points, but this game was back and forth. Drake May was pretty good. Ramondre Stevenson went off. Travion Henderson didn't get as many touches as I kind of thought he was going to, considering the week 1 he had. But yeah, this game was just ridiculous considering what was going on. How, like, Tua throwing that interception.
Oh God.
And McDaniel said at the end of the game too, he's like, we're not on the same page. And it's like, well, you guys have been together for a lot of years now. It's like you kind of got to be on the same page.
Get on the same page. Get on the same page.
You know,
yeah,
and
I mean, it's, go ahead.
This game coming up, the Dolphins-Bills game, like, take the over and everything. I like everything.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think the Bills might struggle a little bit to kind of keep Devon Achane under wraps.
Yeah.
Just with kind of the linebacker play and the injuries that we have. But given that, like, the way that Trey White played, I think we'll be all right. But
yeah. Basically, the thing I had the notes is Dolphins defense is poo, Dolphins offense is back, but not really back because Tyreek Hill still hasn't really broken out yet. But yeah, so 4-2 heading to the Jaguars, Bengals. So 5-2, you did choose the Bengals, but it was a tight one. Bengals win 31-27. ETN might be the biggest draft steal I've ever had in my life. I drafted him like the 9th round, so he's a monster. Travis Hunter getting more reps on defense. He had that PI late in the game, which I think people were 50-50 on it. Burrow got hurt. I don't know if he's had surgery yet, but toe turf, they said if he does, it could be like 3 months.
Also,
Jake Browning is in now.
I looked up what turf toe was because my lovely fiance was very confused, and then I realized I don't even know what turf toe is.
I don't know what it is either.
All it is when you're in your big toe, you tear ligaments or like something goes on in your big toe, and that's what turf toe is. It's a silly name, but yeah. Well, his record overall, like he's 23-39 as a starter.
Yeah, it's not good. They need Brian. I love Brian Thomas Jr., but he had some big old drops. You could argue that last year he was better than Malik Neighbors. Like he is just flat out speed, and he is. I love him, but yeah, he needs to be a lot better. But I mean, they're 1-1. They play who they play. They play Houston, which I'll talk about my lock of the week there. But yeah, Jaguars, Bengals. Burrow out for a while, but we'll see how Jake Browning can kind of fit in there, and how Chase's numbers can compare to that as well. So you're 5-2, now 6-2 with 49ers at Saints. Better game than people thought. 49ers win 26-21. Mac Jones was awesome, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Spencer Rattler was really good too. 2 touchdowns, over 250 yards around there. Not much to say. 49ers are banged up. Saints, I could care less about.
People saying that Mac Jones isn't QB1. Like, once Brock Purdy's back, Brock Purdy's QB1.
Well, that's the thing I was going to ask you. Is Brock Purdy a system quarterback? Like, is this more Brock? Is this more Kyle Shanahan just bringing like
Shanahan's
having
a great coach, but it's Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is QB1. Mac Jones has done this a lot before too. It's like,
yeah, he has
back and forth consistency problems. I'm happy for him. I really do want to see Mac Jones succeed. Even when Trevor Lawrence got hurt last year, he went into a few games with Jacksonville and he played pretty well. But I think overall, your QB1 is Brock Purdy. Mac Jones will be a backup quarterback until the Saints call him after they realize Spencer Rattler's ass.
So you're shutting down the rumors of Brock Purdy being a system quarterback. You're not shutting them down.
No.
All right. Open for discussion.
I think he does really well in Kyle Shanahan's system, but I think he would do well overall with a bunch of other teams.
Okay. Respect. Just
also, he has an amazing team around him.
He does. Yeah, so I think you're 6-2 now. Now 7-2. Baltimore Browns was close for a while, but then it came a blowout. Ravens win
no offense in the first half.
4 touchdowns for Lamar. And you think 41, you think Henry had a night. He did nothing. I think he had negative yards at some point. He did absolutely nothing.
Negative 5 yards.
Yeah, ridiculous. So Lamar carried them, which is good for my fantasy team. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, it was the Ravens and the Browns. It was probably the biggest lopsided odds for week 2, I think. So, yeah, not much more to say about that. I don't know about you. Now, a loss, which I'm still curious of why you chose this team. Now 7-3. You had the Bears over the Lions. So the Lions, can you tell me the score of that game, if you don't mind?
It was 52-21. Okay, I'll tell you the reason why I took the Bears. For real, in my mind, and I thought they could bounce back, but the way that Caleb Williams was playing, I thought the Bears defense was going to be able to get to Jared Goff. I thought they were going to be able to kind of shut him down a little bit. I was wrong. I'll go hand up. But it was a tight game until Jared Goff just said, hold my fucking beer.
5 touchdowns. Amon-Ra 3 touchdowns.
But Odunze was great. Caleb wasn't too bad. Like it's just the fact that the Bears have that experience as a team that has won. And I think the Bears are on track to have a relatively decent season. They just need to find their rhythm. Lions, you're not going to win 52 to 121 every week. I don't believe. I'm not buying that they're the same team from last year. Losing both your coordinators is really tough. Yeah, I don't know.
They needed that. They needed that win though. They needed that. Now it's Monday Night Football in Baltimore. If they were 0-2 going to fucking Baltimore, that would have been disastrous. So they needed that win. Jared Goff was not a fan of the fuck Ben Johnson chants. I think it was all fun, but he could have. I think part of my take said it. He could have left a few years ago too. He stayed loyal for a few years, and he found his best shot in Chicago. So I love Ben Johnson. I think I don't think there's any ill manner, any ill will towards Detroit and Ben Johnson. I think the fans are just being, regular sports fans.
The Bears reporter who asked Ben Johnson too,
if the extra point or whatever,
or no, about going for it on fourth and goal when they're up 45 or whatever. It's like, man, Ben Johnson coached for the Lions last year. You don't kick field goals. That's not Dan Campbell's DNA. Grow up.
Yeah. Next one, Broncos, Indianapolis. You had Indianapolis, which was a 8-3, so massive win there. Colts win 29-28. Bo a lot better. Even though him and Sean Payton had some tensions on the sideline. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes he's still playing like Danny Dimes. He's still playing really good. So yeah, talk about kind of how that game ended, and Colts 2-0.
Yeah, so I was actually wrong. The penalty was you can't push. As if you're going to block a field goal, you can't use another player as leverage to push yourself up to try and block the field goal, which is a rule that I did not know.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like every single time you see someone go to block a field goal, you're seeing someone push and pull and try to get higher so they can block the field goal. Anyway, he missed the field goal bad the first time, nails it the second time. Our friend Nathan in shambles over that loss, but
fuck you, Nathan.
The Broncos are on track. I don't know if they're going to have quite as good of a year as I thought. I think that that division overall is kind of the Chargers to lose as of right now.
Yeah.
The Chargers are humming at a pretty good rate.
And you gotta expect Chiefs. They're not good. It's the Chiefs. Like they're not going to be a 12-win, 13-win team, but they're still going to be a fucking good team. And I don't know. So many guys. I was high on Denver, but so many analysis and all that, they were so high on Denver. They were like their sleeper Super Bowl pick, and I was like, yeah, they're going to be a lot better. I love their defense. Sean Payne, Bo Nix going to be better, but I didn't think I didn't even come close to them as like a sleeper Super Bowl pick. Like I think we both agree they're going to be a lot better, but like I don't think they're that good. Like they're good. I think they can make the playoffs again, but I think there's still some years left. But I think they're going to be a good team. But I think they're a little bit overhyped going into this year. Panthers Cardinals was a blowout, but then it was going to be a blowout, but then Panthers crawled back, but Cardinals win 27-22. Kyler Murray dancing around there like the regular Kyler Murray.
Best September team ever.
He's the best. Yeah, he is so good in September, and then by week 8, week 9, he just kind of either gets hurt.
He starts
best
running
receiver
like a
gets
fucking
hurt,
Roblox
starts running
character.
way too much. And Bryce Young was looking horrible, but then he just did not hand the ball off at all. He was slinging the ball. He 55 throws. It was 35-55, but he was really good in the second half. 3 touchdowns.
I do like Bryce Young.
Do you think this is the smallest quarterback duo, like quarterback matchup in like NFL history? I don't know the answer, but
no, when the Cardinals play the 49ers, it's the Cardinals 49ers because Brock Purdy's tiny.
Bryce Young's tinier than Brock Purdy.
I don't know, man. Well,
Bryce Young's fucking tiny.
Like tiny as in weight wise, yeah, but height wise, I think
Purdy's pretty juiced.
Yeah, but did you see week 1 him jumping over the O-line to make a pass?
No.
Yeah, dude, he's tiny. He's tiny. But
yeah, McMillan, really, really good game, over 100 yards. I think this guy's like an AJ Brown. Like he's stocky. He's a big boy.
Good.
I think he's gonna be really good. Better game for Panthers and Cardinals. Like they're 2-0. I mean, they played the Saints and the Panthers, but they look good. I mean, I like James Conner. I like Trey McBride. Marvin Harrison's been solid.
Yeah, I agree.
I love Will Johnson as their cornerback from Michigan. He's a dog.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's really good. I don't know many other defensive rookies besides him and Abdul Carter for high picks, but defensive rookie of the year, maybe we'll see. Now going into the Eagles Chiefs. Not a great Super Bowl rematch, in my opinion. Kind of boring. Eagles win 20-10. Hurts barely 100 yards. I wrote Kelsey as poo. He actually was looking really good till that drop. He had some targets. He made some plays. Mahomes was scrambling for his life. He had some great scrambles. That Devontae Smith catch over one of the best corners or safeties in the league, and Trent McDuffie was ridiculous.
Yeah. I think I said it yesterday. Like, I think the Chiefs are becoming what the Bills have been, in that Mahomes is having, and he always kind of has, but they've always had pieces. Like, they always had Tyreek, they had Kelsey, Pacheco's been gross for them. Even Kareem Hunt's been really good. But just the O-line is in shambles. Mahomes has no time. You're seeing frustration on the sideline. Kelsey kind of picked up where he left off, that he's like yelling that he's tired of this shit. Kelsey's good. Yeah, he is good. It's just like that catch, the one play changed the entire dynamic of and I just don't think he was ready for it. The Chiefs, they're going to be good. I do think it is a tougher test than they thought they're going to think it is going into New York, just with how Russ is playing and the defensive problems they've been having. But it really depends. That game depends on Russell Wilson for me.
I 100%. If week 1 they lose by 40. If it's week 2, I think Giants. If Russell Wilson plays like he did in Cowboys, excluding overtime, I think Giants smoke them. Honestly, I think they smoke them. Like, I think it's their odds right now. We'll get to week 3, but the odds right now, I think it's good value. But so Eagles 2-0, Chiefs 0-2. I think it's their first. They've never been. I don't think they've been 0-2 in a long time, and it's their first 3-game losing streak in the Mahomes era. If you're dating back to the Super Bowl,
the last time they went 0-2, they won the Super Bowl.
Ooh, don't like to hear that. Okay, moving on. Monday night. So now we're able to talk about Monday night, which is nice. So Bucks Texans. I think it was actually a great game. I know 2019. I thought it was a great game. I don't hate a defensive war and stuff like that, but Baker's a dog. That's what I'll say. The fact that he got that first down, immediately got up and started yelling in CJ Gardner-Johnson's face. I love that.
Was so funny. He's like, I saw a meme and it was like Baker was about to be hurt, and then the shit talking gene took over. Immediately stands up. He was like,
absolute dog. The Bucks might have one of the best running back duos in the league. I love Bucky Irving and Rashad White's. I think Troy Aikman was saying last night he gets stronger as the game goes on.
Yeah,
I had him in fantasy last year, which it would be so stressful because the first half he wouldn't get a lot of touches, but then he would just get those 10, 15-yard like power drives and everything like that. So I love this duo. So I was playing Ben last night, and I was up by 13. He has Igbokwe, I had Bowers. I knew Bowers was fine, but I knew he wouldn't get that many touches, which he didn't, but we'll talk about that. Igbokwe, he had 12 and a half points in the first half. He had a touchdown. I think he's the first rookie receiver to have 3 touchdowns in the first 2 games since like Jerry Rice. So, and then second half, didn't touch the ball. So then I won by I was up by 1 point. I already won, then I had Bowers, so 2-0 for their boy. But I love Igbokwe. Their offense is ridiculous. And I wrote down here, do you think Baker is the best 2-minute drill quarterback in the league? Or if so, where would you have him? I mean, besides maybe our Lord and Savior.
Probably top 5. Like 1, Patrick Mahomes. It's not even like, if you're basing it off of this year alone, you could say Josh Allen too. But like, historically, Josh Allen hasn't been the best when it comes to 2-minute drills. Like, obviously there's been a bunch of drives where, Tyler Bass is just Tyler ass. But yeah, I would go like 1 Mahomes, and then like you could probably throw Burrow, Lamar, Josh, and then like Baker's up there for sure. It's just
recency bias. I think he's a lot higher just from recently.
Recency bias for sure. Like, you count the game in LA. Like,
yeah. Exactly.
He's definitely trending. But it's Mahomes. We've done it time and time again.
Yeah.
A minute left, 13 seconds left. Fuck me.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Before we go to the Chargers Raiders game, I do want to talk about my lock of the week just because it is the time. So I know Texans are 0-2, but I do have for next week. Since my value's changed, I don't recommend people taking it right now, but when I got the Texans money line as my lock of the week against the Jaguars. I know it's an 0-2 team against a 1-1 team. I like Texans defense. I like them a lot. I love
Will Anderson.
Well, Will Anderson Jr., they might have the best edge rusher duos in the league with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. They were all over Baker.
Derek Stingley.
Like, I love this defense. I don't think the Jaguars have played a star-studded defense like this year. I mean, they played, who was week one? Week one was the Panthers, and then they played the Bengals. So I think we're going to see Trevor Lawrence in hell. I think still Trevor Lawrence can put up some numbers, and it's not like Houston's offense is that good. Especially with their O-line is just not the best, but
I see CJ Stroud throw a pick to Travis Hunter so bad.
I got him at plus value, and I'll see what their odds right now. I got them at plus 100, but right now I think
they got to be minus 150 now.
They're minus 105, so it still might not be bad value. They're still 1 point underdogs, but yeah, I think when I got them at plus value, I was like, I'm taking that all day. I didn't care. I know they lost, but I still saw a lot. To me, it's the Jaguars. Like, I know they're improved. I like their new coaching staff. I like their offense, but I love Houston defense, and I think they're gonna get to Trevor Lawrence quite a bit. So that's my lock before we head to the last game there. Let's see, Chargers Raiders, pretty boring game. I went to bed after the second half. I know you may have watched it at work. Chargers win 20-9.
Well, let's not say I watched it at work. I watched it on break.
Yeah, so that's what you did. You're a hard worker. Yeah, Chargers win 20-9. Gino's doing way too much. I don't think he how he did in week one. Brock Bowers, not too many touches. For me, it was perfect case scenario. I won before that game, and Bowers just got some touches but didn't do too much. I was more than okay with that. Genty, 11 carries. He had like 40-something yards. I think we're going to see a monster game out of him soon. His blocking, his kind of reads and kind of understanding the playbook hasn't been quite there. He's kind of been lost in some of his blocking assignments, but you see this guy when he runs downhill. I think we're going to see a monster game soon.
Yeah, I agree.
But just he faced Khalil Mack, looked like he broke his arm. We saw that video. It didn't look very good. I love Khalil Mack, so hopefully he's okay. Yeah, I got you down at 12-4.
Dude, I'm doing pretty well through the first 2 weeks. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, and the games were just wild ones that did. I mean, the only one was the Bears-Lions, to be honest. Like, the other ones were kind of like Steelers. I would have chose the Steelers. Seahawks impressed us. Dolphins. I mean, I definitely would have picked the Patriots, but I did not think Dolphins were going to make it that close. So that's not bad.
That was the thing. There was no way the Dolphins were only putting up 8 points. So
Monday night. So now let's get into week 3. But before we get into week 3, I wrote this down here. I want to talk to you about what 0-2 teams are you most confident in, and what 2-0 teams are you least confident in. So, 0-2, Jets, Dolphins, Chiefs, Browns, Texans, Titans, Giants, Bears, Panthers, Saints. This one's pretty easy for me. I think Chiefs pretty easily.
I'm going to go Chiefs.
I'm going to say Texans.
I was going to say Texans. Fuck, I want to say the Giants, but like...
It's Giants or Bears. Like I like what you say about the Bears. I do think they're going to turn it around. They've had a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Like now they play the Cowboys, which they are favored in, but we'll talk about that. Yeah. I like the Giants too, especially how they played yesterday or the other day. But yeah, I think Chiefs obvious. I think Texans obvious for me as well. If their O-line's kind of banged up right now and they have a rookie at left tackle right now. But yeah, I think that's pretty obvious for at least the first two, and the third one's kind of interchangeable. Now 2-0. Which one are you least confident in? Bills, Chargers, Bengals, Colts, Eagles, 49ers, Cardinals, Rams, Packers, Bucks.
Bengals, Colts, Cardinals.
Yeah, I think Cardinals for sure. I think, like we said about when it gets to week 8, we're going to see
Colts is probably off. Like I'm more confident. I'm more confident in the Colts just overall. Like, good defense. The Jonathan Taylor, if he can get back to what he was, like it's. If you can establish a run game and give Danny Dimes an actual kind of, like, he doesn't have to go and sling it 45 times a game, then I think they're in a good spot.
All right, let's get into week 3. We're running a little long here, but that's what we do around here. I'm starving.
Yeah, we can kind of rip through these easy.
Yeah. So Dolphins, Bills, Thursday night, easy. Dolphins are minus 800. Odds dropped a bit. I think when we filmed last time, minus 850. But yeah, mine are minus 800 now. And I think the point spread's 11.5. So yeah, I'm not touching that. Falcons at Carolina. Falcons minus 245.
See, this is my one upset game. I could see Penix having a bad game. He did not play well, and
he did not play well at all.
I could see the Panthers winning, but I do believe in Bijan still.
So I'm locking it in. So Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons.
All right, Falcons. Packers in Cleveland. Packers minus 400. Easy. Texans at Jaguars. I have the Texans obviously as my lock of the week. What do you got here?
Yeah, I took the Jags.
All right. I do like the way they're playing.
It's just because it's in Jacksonville. I think the defense for the Texans is good. But I can't
that
trust
offensive line is so
offense.
bad.
I can't trust
bad.
And CJ Stroud is a good quarterback. I'm not saying that he's not super smart. Obviously, he's had 5+ touchdown games. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yep. Bengals at Vikings. Vikings are -160 favorites.
Yeah,
you think Jake Browning can air it out and pick it up here?
I'm going to change this one. I originally chose the Vikings, but Jake Browning's going to get Jamar Chase involved quick. Chase Brown's going to have a bunch of touches. Trey Hendrickson's going to...
We mentioned Stephen McCarthy, so...
Yeah, I like the Bengals. I'm going to be an absolute air assault in that game.
You got the Bengals?
Yeah, I'm switching it.
Yeah. Steelers in New England, pretty even odds. Steelers are the -115 favorites over New England. It is in Foxborough. I mean, Patriots are finding their offense, and Steelers' defense is in shambles. I think we will see their defense turn around.
Yeah.
Who do you have here?
I got the Steelers. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a bounce-back game. He got DK involved. Jalen Warren looked great. I do think the Patriots still are kind of figuring their own stuff out. They're going to be a good team. I think they make the playoffs.
I like it. Arguably the game of the week besides maybe Monday, but LA going into Philadelphia. Eagles are -190 favorites. I mean, I think he's got to take the Eagles here, but I love LA. I mean, they've looked great in the first 2 weeks. Eagles, I don't think have looked that good. Their defenses look solid, but their offense is kind of not really clicking. AJ Brown's not involved. Saquon's going to be Saquon. Jalen Hurts is going to be Jalen Hurts, but
Eagles have to have their offense humming. It's just going to be score. Yeah. Like I think final score 34-37.
34-37 in Eagles? Yeah. All right. Yeah, this one's easy. Jets, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay are -340 favorites in Tampa Bay. Bucks are 3-0.
Yeah, Tyrod's going to be playing. So
I think they could literally put up like 40. I would still arguably take the under because I don't think New York's going to have any offense.
Yeah, it's so tough.
But also Tampa's
way different.
Yeah.
Tyrod's way different than Justin Fields. He will run, but he's going to pass, and Garrett Wilson will be involved. I think
under 44. Over under 44 is it at? What would you take there? That's a tough one.
That's a tough line.
I would say under because I know you said about different offense. No, because I think Tampa could put up at least 30. I think they put up at least 30. I think they could put up
and I think
14.
the Jets are still going to score too. I think Breece Hall is going to break out. So
yeah, that's true. I don't hate the over there. I love the page or the Buccaneers defensive line. I love Vita Vea. He's a fucking tank. All right, Colts going to Tennessee. Colts are only -170 favorites. I could see this as a game where Tennessee gets their first win. I know it's crazy how Indianapolis is playing. In Tennessee, I could see a bit of an upset here. What do you see?
Yeah, I got Colts. It's I got Colts. I do think Tennessee is going to be good. I just don't think they're there yet. And Jonathan Taylor is going to get touches. Calvin Ridley going to get involved. That's just.
Let's see. We have the Raiders going into Washington. Washington are only -185 favorites. I would have had this a lot closer till the game last night. So easy, give me Washington. I think they'll bounce back pretty big. Broncos in the Chargers, massive game. Chargers are
divisional
-150 favorites. Give me the Chargers. I'm still not sold on the Broncos yet. I think the Chargers are humming. Easy. Saints going into the Seahawks. Seahawks are -400 favorites. Easy. Seahawks.
Spencer Rattler's not the guy.
No. Now, this one's interesting. Dallas going into Chicago. Chicago, -120 favorites. This one I'm shocked about. Cowboys have had... Defensively, they've had a great first 2 weeks. Defensively, I'm sure they'll figure or kind of tighten things up, but
they signed Jadeveon Clowney too.
Yes, I saw that.
I like the Cowboys too. For as much as I like the Bears, I just think Dak has kind of returned to what he was a little bit, and I think overall, CD's involved, George Pickens is involved, Javonte Williams has looked great.
I think we're going to see a massive CD game. I think we're going to see a big CD. It sucks because Jalen Johnson's so fucking nasty on the Bears, but I don't think he has any timetable, which kind of sucks. So they need him back. Final few ones here. Arizona in San Francisco. San Francisco are -125.
Yeah. See, this is tough.
I have the
for me.
Cardinals. I have the Cardinals going 3-0 here
too, because it's just consistency with Mac Jones. This game really relies on the 49ers defense. The 49ers defense can shut Kyler Murray down. Mac Jones can sustain drives. Then the 49ers can squeak a win out. But I think Kyler Murray is the best September quarterback.
Yeah.
Tua's September quarterback is over, and it is now Kyler Murray.
On over, we didn't have this for our 10 Commandments, but kind of a sneaky lock. I'd like Trey McBride the over here. I think Trey McBride's going to munch on the 49ers. Now, Chiefs going into New York. Giants. Chiefs are minus 275 favorites. We're saying this earlier. Again, if the Giants play, or at least their offense, like Russell Wilson played like they did on Sunday, like I want to take the Giants so bad. I think they smoke them. I think they smoke them if they play like that.
I want to take them so bad, but it's just I can't see Patrick Mahomes going 0-3. He's inevitable.
He is inevitable. So you taking the Chiefs there?
Yeah.
Last one, Monday night, incredible game. Detroit in Baltimore. Baltimore are pretty heavy favorites at minus 270. I'm definitely taking the over in this game. I think the over is a lock. The over must be set fucking crazy.
Got to be like 52.5.
51.5. So yeah, I like the over there. Even when Detroit lost to Green Bay, they still put up over 20. Same thing with Baltimore. They still let up 20 against the Browns or 17 against the Browns. So I think this is going to be like
against the Bills.
So I think this is going to be like a same kind of score you said Eagles ran. I think it's going to be like a 37-34 type game. I'm taking the Lions too. I think the Lions I think this might be a statement game against a top team. So, but this is going to be great to watch. I'm excited for that one. That's week 3. Let's see. Kind of a thing we're going to be starting to with we might be doing a fantasy punishment because me and Jax are in the same fantasy league this year. Let us know what maybe a punishment would be. So it's how was me and him stacking each other at the end of the year. Right now, I'm 2-0. I'm first in the league.
I'm going to lose.
You are 1-1. And you know who I'm playing next? Nick, who hasn't gotten more than 70 points in fantasy and who had Burrow. So
it's so funny. Nick started playing me, Chris, and then you.
Yeah, it's tough. So let us know. Maybe a drinking challenge, maybe a solo episode.
The more you talk about it, I do like a solo one-man episode of Bud's Mafia.
Yeah, and you just struggling to try and do like
Dude,
a Metro
so
Division
awkward.
breakdown.
Yeah. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, wrapping up here. This has been a great episode. Great little take 2 of this. Yeah, so I'm 2-0. Jackson's 1-1. So let us know, maybe a comment what you think a good punishment is. Not too much. Well, not too much of NCAA, but Georgia Tennessee was a sick game. We watched that together. Tennessee kicker had a chance to do whatever he wanted on campus, and now he is
getting shanked in the showers.
Yep, getting shanked in the showers. LSU, Florida, brutal game.
Horrible game.
Texas, Notre Dame, 0-3, crazy.
0-2.
0-2, sorry. Week 4, decent games. Oklahoma, Auburn, Miami versus Florida, Illinois, Indiana, Texas Tech, Utah. Excited to see those games. Now, finally, up the 10 Commandments. PJ, next episode we're going to try to do in person, but if not, but either or, we're going to be doing a massive Ryder Cup breakdown. Maybe each day, kind of our little more dialed in predictions, pairing stuff that we like to see, and maybe some looks to have out. But we'll save that for next week. 10 Commandments. We were 9 for 10, and low risk. We had Cowboys money line, Josh Allen anytime, CMC anytime. Josh Allen, if he can get hurt, I was confident he maybe would have been more aggressive running the ball downfield. Medium risk, Jamar Gibbs anytime, Kelsey over 3 receptions. So that's the 2 on top of the 3. Both were set. And the full risk, which was Saquon anytime, James Cook over, Patriots money line, Bills money line, Chase anytime, all yes. We were 9 for 10. If you did just the full risk of just the full risk of the 5 there, you made some good chunk of money.
Yeah.
We're hot, and I like this week's one. We already pre-recorded it, or at least I take one, so we have ours, and now we have better kind of looks at it. So I wrote them down, but how about you go first for this week's kind of low risk? And again, low risk is 3. We'll say 2 more for the medium risk, so then it's 5 total. And then if you're a big boy, all 10, and we'll say the last 5. But you start us off here.
I got James Cook anytime. I think he's done statistically amazingly against the Dolphins. So
yeah, I like it. I think you had the other one, so I'm gonna say I said Chase anytime. I think Browning is gonna air the ball out. The Vikings have a great defense, but I mean it's Jamar Chase. I think he'll find the end zone. I think Browning is gonna throw the ball to him 30 times next game. So I have Chase anytime.
Money line.
Yeah, I think it's easy. I like that. James Cook anytime, Bucks money line, Chase anytime for the low risk. Now going into this week's kind of medium risk, so 2 on top of that. What do you got?
Kelsey over 3 receptions.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Giants defense. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, that game. And he had 4 or 5 last game, maybe even more, and they have no one else to throw to. So I heard Worthy is inching to coming back soon, but I think it's unlikely week 3. This one's easy. I got Jalen Hurts anytime. I think it's just a tush push, good old tush push. We didn't really talk about the tush push this episode, but it's getting to be annoying. It's getting to be bullshit. They're offside every fucking time. They got to talk
false
about
starts.
it. Yeah, but yeah, Jalen Hurts against the Rams. So that's the 5 for the medium risk. Now the 5 more on top of that. If you want to go all balls in, what do you got for the first one?
Jaden Daniels over in passing.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I think he had a tough week last week. Arguably was one of his worst games. I think he's gonna be airmailing against Vegas, who have a tough secondary. Saquon anytime. I think same thing. They're gonna pound the ball down. I do like the defensive line for the Rams, but I think they're just gonna play their game and they're gonna figure out a dub and Saquon anytime as well.
Yeah, I like that too. I got Lamar over in rushing. I think that's gonna be a tough game. He's gonna have to scramble. So
yeah, I like it as well. I got. This one's tough. This one is why it's in high risk, but I do have Justin, even with Carson Wentz, I have Justin Jefferson over in receiving yards. Yes, I mean, I'm arguably more confident with Carson Wentz in the receiving yards than J.J. McCarthy, just because I think Carson Wentz is going to stick to the game plan, find his guy, either if it's a check down, slants. I just think he's going to be smart. The line will probably be set at 74.5. That's usually what he's at. Against a weak Bills or a Bengals secondary. So I like Justin Jefferson, the over in the receiving yards.
Yeah. And then final for the high risk is just Bijan over in rushing yards.
Yeah, they're playing the Panthers, not a very good D line. I think that's a lock. So yeah, low risk, James Cook anytime, Bucks money line, Chase anytime, medium risk add on to that, Hurts anytime, Kelsey over 3 receptions. And if you want to be a big boy, Jane Daniels over in passing yards, Saquon anytime, Lamar Jackson over in rushing yards, Justin Jefferson over in receiving yards, Bijan Robinson over in rushing yards. I already said my lock. I got the Houston Texans money line. My bet the farm is, I have it right here. The odds aren't out just yet because it's still pretty early, but I got Josh Allen anytime, James Cook anytime, Keon Coleman anytime, Jamar Chase anytime, Jonathan Taylor anytime, Saquon anytime, DeAndre Swift anytime.
Yeah, my lock, I got the Cowboys money line and Javonte Williams score TD. And then I got an 8-leg parlay this week. I got the Bills money line, Falcons money line, Bengals money line, Jags money line, Eagles money line, Chargers money line, Chiefs money line, and Cowboys money line. 5 return, 352.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is. This is a good one. This is an hour and a half. This was a lot. I mean, it's crazy that we are more detailed online than we were in person. But yeah, we promise we'll do an in-person soon. Go check out our YouTube. Kirill Kaprizov's video is doing very well. Go check that out. I'd love to you guys to get your feedback on the trade packages. Some people have already said it's horrible, but I'd love to see the commitment and the engagement. So go check out us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as well as Buds and Pucks on X, TikTok, Instagram. We'll see you next time. Hopefully we're going to be in the same room next time. And yeah, we'll see you next time on Buds Mafia, baby.
Buds Mafia to the moon.
Fakes left, now taking off. Gonna run for it.